Welcome to another Tallystone user guide. In this video guide, I'll assume you have already set up your current cap table structure in Cap Table for Sheets. If not, I recommend you do that before proceeding with this guide. If you are ready to go, I'll now show you how to model the impact of a capital raise on the ownership structure of your startup. The first thing we have to do is add a new seed preference share or stock type that will be issued in the raise. Next, add the theoretical investors to the Stakeholder tab and make sure you've added the new security type you plan to issue to the new investors. Click on the Add Stakeholder button in the top left cell. The Add New Stakeholder panel will appear on the right side of the sheet. Fill in the theoretical investor details and ensure the required fields are completed before saving. In this case, I'm adding two new prospective investors, Seed Investor 1 and Seed Investor 2. This way we can adjust the ratio of each investor's contribution to the round to simulate different scenarios. Okay, the new stakeholders have been added, so I can now add the theoretical stock issues to the Transaction tab. Click on the Add Transaction button to open the new Transaction panel. Enter the required data in the asterisked fields. In the Transaction Type field, select Issue. In the To field, select Seed Investor 1 as the new owner of the issued share. Select the stock code SBS for the seed preference share we created as the new security being issued. Select the number of securities you propose to issue to the new investor and either the total value being raised from that investor or the price per share that reflects the pre-money value of the round. Add the transaction for Seed Investor 2 in the same way. You can add as many investors as you wish, as well as security types to test out different scenarios. Now head over to the Cap Table tab so we can see the impact of the new issue on the ownership structure of the company. In this scenario, the new investors have attained 73% of the issued capital and voting rights, leaving the founders with only 15% of the stock on issue. That is also before Acme's safe note converts to seed preference shares as well. So let's iterate the scenario and also convert the safe to see what the structure looks like if that became the reality. To remodel the scenario, delete the last two rows in the transaction sheet and reprice the round or adjust the issued quantity. You can iterate this as many times as you like. Click on the Add Transaction button to open the panel. Add the new transaction scenario with adjusted pre-money share price or quantity issued and click Save. The new rows will be added to the sheet. Let's refresh the cap table to see if the structure is closer to what we are looking for. We can see the founders now have around 30% of the voting stock and the early investor Acme with 14% before the safe is converted. The new investors now have around 57%. Again, this may be too high, so let's iterate a third scenario and also convert the safe to get a final look at the capital structure. In our example scenario, I'll delete Investor 2's transaction as a quick way to cut the round in half and create a more sustainable structure. After deleting the transaction row, I now refresh the Cap Table tab to make sure the change has been reflected. We can now convert the Acme safe to show the final post-money structure of the company. Go to the Transaction tab one last time and click Add Transaction. Select the transaction type as conversion. The conversion shares are transacted from the issuer to the note holder Acme. Next, choose the safe being converted, the quantity, and the original price of the safe. Choose the security you are converting to, which in our case is the SBS preference share. This is where you have to be careful regarding the terms of your safe conversion. Your expected pre-money valuation will be needed for this section. In our case, we'll input the value of safes being converted, which is $50,000. Then input the pre-money share price of $1, less the 20% safe discount, which gives a conversion price of 80 cents. At 80 cents, Acme's $50,000 will convert to 62,500 preference shares. Let's now click back to the cap table and refresh the data in the table. You'll see the safe notes removed from Acme and replaced by the 62,500 SBS preference shares. Acme will have 30% of the voting stock. The founders, John and Jane, will only be left with 36% of the company, while the new investor will have roughly 35%. If we click over to the pie chart tab, you can visually see the impact on the cap table. The proposed raise significantly alters the outcome for Jane and John. They may not like this result and can try again with a new scenario that is less dilutive. Thank you for watching the video, and a reminder that Tallystone's cap table for sheets is free to download from the Google Workspace Marketplace. The link to the Marketplace is on screen. Please also leave a review on the Marketplace page, and don't forget to like or comment on this video on YouTube. Catch you later.